Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Johnny Chess, and today's discussion will be a little bit different, as in different from what I have planned. Um, I planned to discuss about my cat, but not really my cat, but cat in general. But you know, um, things got out of control, honestly, and you know, right now I feel a little bit dizzy in my head, and uh, you know, I don't know why, why and how my head really feel, lightheaded. Um, it's like I can pass out at any moment now, and yeah, but as usual, because there is time, because I only have few occasion where I can actually record videos. So when uh the spinning wheel uh pointed at this region where I have the condition, then I will always take that opportunity to make video, right? Because for this project it really needs a lot of time, especially since there is again 365 videos, and considering each of them, I would target either of them would be somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes, and let's say it is the middle one, which is 15 minutes, and you multiply this by this amount, 365, and you cut yourself basically 365 with 0, and then plus half of this, which is 18 something, right? 18 3, let's say, and just to add that up, and you got yourself um what is it like, uh 338 and 3, 3833 minutes, and divide it, just divide that, 3833 divided with 60, that would be somewhere about 36 23, about 64 hours, I think. And this is actually equivalent of 24 24 and probably 12. Yes, it's about 2.5 consecutive days if you watch the entire thing. Probably, maybe not, because some of them got out of hand and could be up to 1 hour long video, like when I explain the whole Paranormal Activity series, and I just love doing that as well. But yeah, so what we're discussing today is about, it's more like how you prepare your plan B. There's plan A, which is why I want to discuss about cat, and but because of I basically I have an ill and I feel sick right now, and therefore I use plan B, which is just talking about plan B. Then just because I don't want to discuss something too heavy that I need to think of, and just want to say that you need to have a plan B on every other occasion, um, if you feel like you have made plans and it doesn't work out, then you have still another plan, right? Which is why the plan B. And if you are that kind of person that keeps everything really in order and in must have, like, everything is sorted out, then you can also make plan C, or plan P1, P2, etc., C1, C2, and etc., right? And but for me at least, because I do this just as for my hobby, and I like talking or discussing about stuff. Therefore, I don't think I would really need plan C and just plan B, right? And the plan B for today is discussing about the plan B itself, like I said. And yeah, so again, it's about when you feel unhealthy, right? It's because of health. You when you do your activities, and you make plans, you go somewhere, you work, you do your homework, you do your job and stuff like that. You always have assumption that you are in good condition of health, right? And um, like, let's say 100% healthy, then you can do your job. But what if you're not healthy, right? And suddenly, if you are suddenly what if you suddenly become very sick or ill? Then you are not 100% healthy, right? And therefore you cannot do your job, or everything other activity that I have mentioned earlier, right? So what will be the plan B of this then? um you know in my case, when I was still in high school, I joined Red Cross for teen or youth, where after I finish my school, it's just for extracurricular, really. It's like activity, official activity outside school, basically, but it's still in the territory of your school. So it's still um it's still formal, but really informal, as in it's not necessary, right? It's like optional if you take any of that activity. Like, for instance, you might be into sports, then you do extra activity, like for instance football. Then after every school, every afternoon, you hang out with your friends in the football field, for instance, just to make practice, or doing basketball and stuff like that as well, right? And yeah, but for me, I did take a lot of activities, because back then, what uh I think as ideal for me is that I want to be everything, but that's kind of unrealistic, right? But I always try to at least know everything. Basically, I don't need to be an expert for that, but at least you know I just want to know everything, really. I don't need to be, again, I don't need to be expert, but I just want to spread my knowledge, basically, right? Because I really like to know how things work in this world, really. And yeah, there's that. And again, I joined the Teen Red Cross, let's just say that. And in there we are taught about um basically stuff, first aid kit, really. So this is like, if something went wrong, you are at least have this, you know your primary, I would say, your primary help, right? Before if you call ambulance, or you call hospital, or you call 911, right? And you need to wait, right? There's time in it, and maybe you won't make it, right? And therefore you use this as your primary, and calling 911 and stuff like that is like your secondary, right? As in, I mean, this is like still your primary. You do it first, you call for help first, and then while you waiting, then you do take something else, which is this. But this one is technically the first thing that will help you the most, right? Which is the first aid kit. And This lunch I just ate, right? I kinda ate late. Lunchtime is usually 12 to 1 a.m., right? But I eat at 2, and every time I eat late, I already feel dizzy, or just my head feel very light. And this is like equivalent of when you know it's basically your body already consider you as not having anything to eat, right? Then again, if you are stressed out and something like that, it just make everything worse, right? And that's actually happened for me. I should have taken care of myself, but yeah. And but luckily I have, in this house, really, there's like first aid kit. It doesn't have to be sometime like some things like bandages, and if you betadine. This is for if you're bleeding, right? But it doesn't always have to be like this. Like in this case, because I feel lightheaded, then there's also other simple medicine that can ease your lightheaded. Uh, Basically, that things that you will that can ease your symptoms or stuff like that, right? Because maybe when you feel lightheaded, it's like a symptoms of maybe like you have a flu or stuff like that. It's possible, right? Or fever, which is more makes sense, especially if your temperature also rise, right? And then basically just simple medicine that can help you. And usually we have stuff for head dizziness. If we feeling dizziness, feel dizzy at any time, then we took that medicine. And then there's also temperature. If your temperature suddenly increase, because again I live in a tropical country where it's hot every day, and sometimes it can get very hot, and maybe your body responds um, also by increasing your temperature for just like that. But yeah, therefore I have these two like spare, I would say, not really spare, more like first aid kit, but it's medicine to cure or treat your anything that make you ill. In this case, me feeling my head very dizzy, then I took this medicine just before I recorded this video, really. But all of this need side note where uh to have this, you also have to call expert first, like in this case means your doctor. And also maybe when you buy this from pharmacy, the attendant can also help you decide what medicine that suits you better. And in this case, because you know uh like they will ask about your usual medicine, right? If there is. And if there is none, then they will start asking about how you feel, and stuff like that, and they can help you pick whichever medicine that is close to what you're close to what you're feeling right now. But of course, it's safe to go to the doctor first, and just to determine if you feel dizzy, and maybe if your temperature increase, then ask your doctor first what medicine that is good to help to treat that. And yeah, I did. And usually I did the same medicine, and I also contacted the pharmacist that from the pharmacy nearby of my house, and just basically saying that the usual medicine, right? And yeah, But yeah, again, in general, first aid kit is the way, is intended to work as what it's supposed to work, which is first aid, right? It is your first aid or your first help, basically, right? And this is important. If you whoever you are, if you're watching this and you don't have any kind of first aid kit, then I think you should have one, at least for, if you're bleeding and stuff like that. That's the most common one. You get yourself some bandages and also some betadine. Of course, you will have to check for the expiration date for those, because you don't want to put expired stuff into your wound, right? So you need to check that periodically. Usually it can be used until 1 to 2 years. So maybe once a year, then you check your first aid kit box, see if there's anything already expired or not, and then you can replace or remove and replace that with the new one. But yeah, again, aside from this, for the bleeding, you might also want some medicines, really. Like I said, at least for your head, if you feel dizzy and if your temperature increase, I think that's the most common one. And then there's also like, if you caught flu, then you can get a specific medicine that can cure this. Usually there's a lot of brands in pharmacy. Seek your doctor first to determine which medicine will work for you. Just to take the receipt, and you can give that receipt to the pharmacy, right? So you can buy this medicine at any time with that receipt. And also, if you don't, then you can ask for the attendant in the pharmacy, you know and ask, and they will ask about how you feel, how the symptoms and stuff like that, and they will pick the medicine that best kinda for your health. But yeah, by kinda I mean, since they're not doctor, right? They only use their experience on previous cases, and apply it to you, basically. And if your case is similar to the previous one, then it's fine. But yeah, I think that will be it for today's discussion, really. I decided to maybe only make one video today. um Usually every Monday and Wednesday afternoon I have the time to do it, right? And I plan to make 3 videos at least, but um with 15 minutes each. And so that I can have 3 plus 3, because it's Monday and Wednesday, so that it can fill the whole week, right? It can fill the whole week with videos. And but since today I feel, I don't feel well, but I just want to make video about this. Really, this is actually one of the videos that is not in my list that I make, because things happens, right? That's why we have plan B and stuff like that. And again, this video is about plan B, and I think you all should have plan B, not only for your health condition, but also for everything else. And I think that will work if one day things will go wrong, and you will be saved by your plan B. And yeah, I guess that'll be it for today's discussion. I hope you guys enjoy it. There's a lot of stuff here, really. I don't really recommend any health recommendation, because I'm not a doctor myself, but I can recommend you to have those first aid kit, and ask for your doctor what's medicine that is, uh, you know um, that should be saved at home, your home, for immediate urgency like this, for instance. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion. I think I spoiled about the topic earlier in the early of the video. But yeah, and take care of yourself, take care of each other, eat healthy, drink healthy, and goodbye.